first show, our podcast, the No Friend Zone Podcast. Well, I'm your boy Marcus, also known as your favorite Virgo. I'm here with my best friend, my BFF, my ride or die, my Marcus Burnett to my Mike Lowry. You
I,
ride together,
we die together.
bad
Bad
boys
boys for
for life.
life.
So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. I just had to put that out there. I'm gonna let you introduce
Okay,
yourself.
okay. Thank you for the slight introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first episode of the No Friend Zone podcast here on Intellectual Radio. I am Brittany, also known as B. You'll hear me saying B more often than Brittany. And like Marcus said, I am here with my BFF, and we got a couple of things we're going to cover today.
So I'm gonna start off this way. Something you saw, something you heard throughout this week that piqued your interest. What's something you saw, something you heard? That's how we're gonna start off.
You know what? It is. There's no good way to say this.
And just say it.
Just say it. I think us as a people need to do better and support one another. And the reason behind this is I've noticed with being on social media, how when you want to promote positivity, you don't get as much support with positivity as you do the negative things that you post. An example, if I
Oh, not
say
just a type. You got examples too?
subscribe,
Okay, okay.
subscribe,
All right,
subscribe,
let's hear it.
subscribe
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
to the No Friend Zone podcast. We get 1, 2, 3, 5 likes maybe. But let's talk about Shaniqua's baby daddy, cousin, and her boyfriend with some family drama. How many likes we get? How many shares do we get? So I feel like us as a people need to do better with supporting one another. If we were to do that, I believe we would get further as a race. So that was something that crossed my path during this week, and I just wanted to touch on that.
I actually like that. You know what? Some things don't even need a comeback.
Hmm.
I actually fully agree with everything in what you said. And that's why I always started by saying when I told everybody we was gonna do the show, I said from the bar stools to the microphone, everything we talk about, we're gonna bring it in here and we're gonna talk about it. So something I saw, something I heard that caught my attention. I actually was watching Miss V in the Crew show last week. So if you don't know, you can watch. I think she come on every Thursday at 8 o'clock right here on the Intellectual Radio. She come on every Thursday at 8 o'clock. They had a question, so you want me to know about this question. I purposely didn't talk to you at all today because I wanted to catch you off guard with this one. The question was, do you think it's possible for side chicks to move up into the main chick? And if so, do you think you'd be able to trust? See, I knew you would like it.
That's
That's why I wait. I
that's a
knew you would
good
like that one. I knew
one.
you would like that one.
Shout out to Miss.
Miss
That's
V in
a
the crew. I knew
good
you would
one.
like that one.
Miss B and the Crew. That's a good one. You know what? I've had friends that have tried that, and to their advantage, it worked up until it didn't work. And as you asked, like with the trust. So yeah, it was okay in the beginning because it's fresh. You didn't got that new position. What you say? I ain't the side no more. I'm the main chick. I'm getting winding down. We going everywhere together. You see me? This my man now. Now you getting worried because you feeling like that old position that you had is being filled. So now
How that old saying go? You were losing the way you got them.
the
You know the
same way you got them. Come on, grandma.
way you got 'em, you
Come
were
on
losing.
in here, grandma. Yes. I think that once those insecurities start to set in and the person is worried about someone else being a side chick, you're going to do the same thing that that ex-girlfriend was doing when you was the side chick. Now you want to go through the phone. You're doing that peep over the shoulder, like you know how the older women have their glasses on and they got to peep over their glasses like that. That's how they do when they're trying to see the phone.
I don't know. I think everything starts off with intention.
Hmm.
So if you are quote unquote, so I don't believe in the whole idea of side chick and main chick
Okay.
because if we together And that's why I say it goes off intention. If you someone who I'm in a process of dating and I'm on my way out with the other person, you ain't a side chick. You ain't a side chick because you already have in your mind that we are dating with the potentiality to get together. Now, you should know your role. If we already had this conversation, all we want to do is link up and be together from time to time. So there's no reason why you should have in your mind that you could potentially be the main chick. And the reason being, I'll actually learn something new long time ago. Words of Bernie Mac, long time ago, long time ago. I always thought that you turn women off when you tell them that you with somebody. Oh, I'm married, or I'm engaged, or I'm this, or I'm that. I had a woman actually tell me, "Hey, are you single?" I said, "No, I'm not." Okay, I could talk to you then. So I'm like, man, that's the opposite. You could talk to me then. Tell me more. Tell me more. In actuality, and she broke it down. She said, I don't have to deal with your everyday. I don't have to ask you how work was. I don't have to ask you, are you paid today? Or I don't have to ask you or deal with your mood swings or deal with all this type of stuff. When I'm with you, you at your best. When I'm with you, I'm getting your representative when I'm with you. You're not
Mm.
showing me the same person, the one that's cleaning your dishes, the one that's washing your laundry. You ain't showing me that part of you. So she was like, I'd rather have fun and send you back to the person to deal with all that. And she was a serial
Dater.
dater of people that was either married or had somebody.
I wanted to interject just to say that I believe that comes with, it depends on the caliber of a woman that is. So I believe, like, if she's that type of woman, like you said, yeah. But then you have those who are very emotional and they have those attachment issues. Now here you come, like you said, you want to be the main chick too.
But I'm man enough to admit that that's the man fault. That's the man fault because we have a tendency to say, I'm sleeping on the couch. We're not even sleeping in the same bedroom. I'm just waiting on the perfect
Yes.
opportunity. As soon as my kids get older, I promise you I'm out of there. But all along, you somewhere taking family portraits. And then, of course, now her feelings get involved because now she start processing. Okay, I she don't know what to do with a man like that. I'm gonna do him right.
It's about to be over
It's about
soon.
to be over soon. Until
I'm
you
moving on
right,
up.
until you see us all at family night together. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought y'all was about to break up. So I think that's our fault that we tend to not tell the full truth when it's something that we want. We'll be on it all day. So we we
Agreed.
definitely got to get into the question that we most definitely couldn't do this show without asking.
What you got?
Being friends of the opposite sex, is it possible to strictly be platonic?
What you think?
You answer it first.
Look at us. What we in 22 years in? It's been a while. We can't tell them how long. How long? I get to tell them my age. If you know, you know. But
I'm like, wow, I get finer with time. I'm just letting you know.
okay, Nightjar. So I agree that. Well, I feel like yes, that it is possible. A lot of people will. A lot of people won't. But like you said, everything is based off intent. Our friendship started as kids. We were freshmen, so we basically grew up together
Right.
in a sense. So, I mean, for adults, people starting off with friendships like that, I believe it's possible as adults too. But like you said, it's the intent. Um, I know that it's possible because of our friendship, and there's a lot of men who don't respect that, but it's up to women as well to set that boundary, set the tone in the beginning of the friendship, and that way there is no confusion. Nobody is misled.
I don't know. I agree but disagree just a little bit.
What you
Hence one of the reasons why I actually like the title that you came up with. I gotta give you credit for the no friend zone. I gotta give you credit for that. But it makes sense because I feel after this or outside of this, I can't be friends with nobody.
okay?
And it's because of how it started. There's nothing because anybody that know me, if I'm being completely honest, they will know that I will find you attractive.
Hmm.
Like growing up, of course I found you attractive, but it was one of those lines where would I rather miss out on having a lifelong friend, a person that I can strip naked with intelligently and to talk about what I'm going through,
Yeah.
to be able to tell you I'm going through things and sacrifice all of that for a night of pleasure is not worth it versus having a boundary with somebody of like, you know what, I want to do this, or we should act like we friends. And nah, no friend zone for me. Outside of you, if you a female, trust and believe it's something that's trying to be brewing. So I don't want no more female friends. I don't need no more. Now I have associates that we cool, we talk. I encourage you. We can have a good time. We can laugh. We can do all this stuff. But as far as being friends and being close, like I am with you, no friend zone.
No friend zone.
No friend zone for me.
Y'all heard them? No friend zone.
All right. Next question. Why do both men and women entertain people whom in which they are not truly interested in?
You know what I believe, Mark, Mr. Virgo? I believe that is an ego thing. It can be a lot of things. Where do I want to start? You have people who have low self-esteem, and then they have that individual who just makes them feel like they're up here, but inside they feel like they're down here. So you have that person, I'm not interested in you, but oh, you said I'm beautiful, or you said I'm handsome. Every day, you good morning. Hey, sunshine. Hey, handsome. And that makes who don't like to hear they look good?
So, basically, what I like to call it is a validation deficit.
Oh, yes. It's
Uh,
definitely for the people who going through an identity crisis.
it's it's a validation deficit. So men and women do it, but let's be honest. I think women do it more than men. You might disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I think women do it more than men.
Okay, elaborate for me.
The reason being, you will have a woman that can go out on a date 7 days a week,
Mhm.
7 different guys, not doing nothing with any other guys, but every guy's doing it for the potential to think they got one step closer. And the reason why she's doing it, each one of those 7 men is probably telling her something different. That the guy in which she lay with, not saying at all. You know, like you said yourself, what woman don't want to be told you look good? Same thing with men. What men don't want to have some of that validation, or you handsome, or you're beautiful. But guess what? You would get all of that from a guy that was, good morning, sweetheart. Hope you have a great day at work. Can you send me a FaceTime when you get a chance to? You'll do that. You'll send him your outfit you just got. He blowing up your head. Your guy home ain't said a word. But guess what? You go home, you cook the dinner for him, and that guy who was sending you those text messages all day is just waiting to that time tomorrow to do it all over again for the potential of what may happen. And the reason why I say women do it more than men, because women can do that, but if we do it, we won't looking to cash in.
Great point of view. Agreed.
We looking to cash in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
We got somebody, she said, it's the consistency of what's lacking at home. What up,
who
Bunny?
was that? Okay.
That was a good one.
I like that.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying is it's not the fact that you not hearing it, that you don't hear it enough. She said true.
And y'all feel free to call in too now. You can call in and answer some questions, give us some feedback at 708-223-8953.
You got somebody else, you got Joel. He said that's him.
I'm sorry.
I'm assuming he feel as if he give out validations and he's probably not receiving or getting it back.
Okay.
So I think people's on my side right now.
I was too. I said I agree.
Oh, okay.
Remember, great point of view. You the man.
All right. Now this will probably be a touchy subject, but I'm gonna ask anyway, because like I said, from the bar stool to the microphone. Should men be forced to pay child support if they make it clear they don't want children?
So I have two answers for that because we have. So, yeah, for the first part, I agree. I agree and I disagree, if that makes sense.
It don't, but you're gonna make it clear
I'm
for us.
gonna
Let's hear.
make it clear, crystal clear. So, if you have somebody who's willing to perform the act and you're not protecting yourself, although you guys have talked about it and you made it clear that you don't want kids, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, oops,
Mm-hmm.
what if she don't believe in abortion?
Okay.
So, something like that, I don't know.
He should
That's
still have to pay child
yeah,
support.
you should have to pay because you ain't, even though she ain't forced him to do his part,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't do your part either because you're in control of you as a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for that reason, no. But um if
Bonnie, you need to call in. I see you on my face. She's giving all this right answer. She said no, they shouldn't. 1-708-223-8953.
come on, Bunny, give us something. um yeah. So and what was my other one? I said they should if both of them,
Somebody said it's called a plan B because ain't no oops at the end of the day.
they ain't had plan B's back in the day. Don't act like they didn't have plan B's all this time.
So I say they shouldn't.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't just throw answers out there. I'm gonna tell you why I say no. The reason why I say no, I'm a firm believer
Mm-hmm.
in that it is a woman's body, which means it's a woman's choice. I'm first one to stand up, woman's body, woman's choice. With that being said, now say we both had that conversation. I say, I don't want any kids. And I can use the same example you gave. We had a oops, and you don't believe in abortions. So you trying to tell me for the next 18 years I have to pay because of your belief?
Give me a little bit of some, please.
No.
Yes.
So no, so the reason why I say that because if it's the roles were reversed, say
Mm-hmm.
a woman say, you know what, I'm in the peak of my career. There's some things that I need to do, and just having a baby right now. Yep, it was a mistake. We both was grown. We both know what we was doing. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming me. But this is not the right time to have a baby. I don't want to have this child. I'm going to have an abortion. But the man is saying this is the perfect time for me. I'm now in a position where I want to have kids, and she can then say no, but this is my body. And guess what? He has no say so in the matter.
You're absolutely correct.
He has no say so in the matter.
So yeah, sisters, I'm sorry to disappoint y'all. I'm gonna have to go on and jump on the no child support bandwagon.
I say he have no say so in the matter. Now I see if they said, okay, because of your beliefs, you don't believe in abortions, or for whatever reason why you want to have this child. Leave me out of it. Then we could sign a paperwork that say, you know what, I have no say so in
Because
anything that happens with this child life.
there are some who will sign their rights over.
You can even timestamp it. You can do it for every 5 years. Every 5 years, we could check in again. We can get a lawyer. We could check in again every 5 years because I don't think that's fair that at any given moment the father could pop in and pop out of the child's life. Say, "Oh, I'm that baby's father. I should be able to get to know my child." It should be a timestamp. All right, every 5 years you can check in. What's our relationship look like? Do you want to be a part of this person's life or not? It shouldn't just automatically. Well, y'all made a mistake, or she want to have a baby, but you don't, or he want to. No, it shouldn't go that way.
So let me ask you this. Would that be safe for the child though? Like with that timestamp, and you're saying, okay, every 5 years, because what if in the beginning you don't want to be around as a dad, but then it's this child is 14 years old or something, and this is after one of your check-ins, or it's coming around to the
Mm-hmm.
15th birthday, and now you say, I want to check in. Do you think that's good for the child? Because you didn't want to be around at the beginning, but however, for some reason you decided to grow as a man
Mm-hmm.
and now you want to be a father in this child's life.
No, I don't think that's fair. That's why I
Okay.
said it should be a check in. Not with just the man. So, oh, I decided to do it. It should really be a check in, especially if the woman decided to say, I'm going to have this baby, I'm going to have it on my own. She's the sole provider of everything. It kind of goes along the same lines what someone just said here. They say, if there's a child that's now born and needs to be raised up in this economy, yes, they should. What the man wanted didn't matter. Now it's all about the child. So basically, it's saying, if I'm saying this correctly, it shouldn't matter what I want at this point. It should be all it be about the child. But before, I feel this way. The economy is the same when you was pregnant. And if you decide to still bring the baby in this world after I told you I don't want anything to do with it, that's something that you're saying you can handle. That's something you're saying you can handle.
So to go back to what the viewer has said, like now you see how the economy it fluctuates. Like we'll go back to like COVID.
Hmm.
Things weren't as high as they are now. So it's up and down, up and down. So it can change within that time frame. So I understand where they're coming from too. And that does make sense. But however, I'm in the middle about this one. Y'all got me.
But even with that, it's almost like car insurance.
Mhm.
You could go forever without having an accident, but when inflation go up, they raise your rates. So the
Great
same
analogy.
thing as it is as it relates to having a child in this world. If you decide on today, you know what, I just found out I'm pregnant. I want to have this child, and I tell you, now it's not a good time for me. I don't want to have this child, and you still decide to say I want to have this child. You better risk that maybe 3 years from now, what was $2 a gallon of milk is now 8. So you got to factor that in.
And what you say, the baby formula in the can, that's even higher. You better go the natural way and breastfeed. What you
Okay, I like this one. So shout out to Tammy. This is my Pookie right here. If anybody want to get into any organization, try Watch. That's an amazing organization for all women to get in, to be encouraged. She's the head of that. So this is what she said. I don't think men should be forced to. However, don't have sex, male or female, with someone that does not fit the parental code. Men have methods to avoid unwanted pregnancies, just like women. Abstaining being one. Don't want any consequences. Don't commit the offense.
Ooh, Tammy, and that's her piece. I
Yeah.
like that.
See, now she put me on the spot. It's hard for me to go back against anything Pookie say.
I what Tammy Pookie. I like that.
That is a good one. But yet and still, that's in the ideal world of, if you don't want to have a baby, don't do anything. Like she said with the contraception, you can wear condoms, you can do all the type. All of that is fine and dandy. But like you said, there's mistakes. If it was just so happened to happen, because if it happened, I wouldn't be able to have my choice. Just as well as a woman's body, woman's choice. It should be man 18%, my choice. It should be my choice. I got to have some.
How much you got? 18%.
It should be my choice as well.
Okay.
It should be my choice as well. Now, throughout the week, you have put up some anonymous questions that people can ask you. This is gonna be the time where Brittany gonna answer all the questions and which y'all sent her. The one that she can answer.
Said, oh, let's see. What did they send in? What did they send in? Oh, somebody said they enjoyed my personality. Thank you. That was just a compliment.
They don't know you.
Whatever that means.
I see my boy Pierre in here. I want him to answer this question. Pierre, do you feel as if a man say he don't want to have a child, he should still have to pay? You got it? Got it on that?
Say it again.
There go the question right there. What advice? Okay, here's a good one. You have been there before, and I want you to answer this question. What advice would you give to a single parent mom who have boys that's in sports?
That requires a lot of time for one. It requires a lot of dedication. To be a single mother and have a son in sports, you have to have time for that. So my first thing would be time management. Make sure you have time management because it requires a lot, from traveling to volunteering to even with giving funds for certain things. You may need to have funds for certain things. So it requires a lot of your time. There are going to be times when your child is going to need your attention, like not even pertaining to the sports, but they want to know you're watching. They want to know you're cheering them on. Um, and you got to be your child's biggest cheerleader, biggest fan, biggest cheerleader. Because shout out to the Windy City Dolphins. Shout out to the Dolphins.
So this is normally is gonna be a part in the show where we're gonna do the it's gonna call snaps, not claps. Meaning anyone who ever went to an open mic night or poetry slam or spoken word, they normally snap. They don't clap. So in this part of the segment, it will either be myself that would read a piece that I wrote or someone that inspired me. It goes back to something that Brittany was saying earlier. We don't support each other enough. There's a couple of writers that one is being Waisha Moore. She's a writer. I definitely want her to come up here one day or either call in, give one of her pieces. You got Rakia, who is an amazing cook. I want her to come on one day, talk about what inspired her, what got her in the kitchen. Was it her watching her grandmother? Was it watching someone, a matriarch in her family that started her to want to cook? Then you got Kat.
My girl
She's an amazing
TC.
author. She's one of the people that pushed me to say, all right, I've been sitting back too long. I need to get back in there and start doing some writing. So those are the people that inspire me, and I want to do my part in trying my best to pour into them because whether they know it or not, they pour into me by doing the things in which they do. So with that being said, I'm going to do my first piece on the show. This is going to be the first one I've ever done on our new podcast, the No Friend Zone. So here it is. Moving in the stillness of your silhouette while being captured in sound. The flicker of flame that ignites the reality of you located in the sweetest dream. Traveling to the end of the colorless rainbow only to find the glistening of the pot of gold in the simplicity of your black and white. Melodies infused in the painting while holding hands, watching the ink dry on the chords of the greatest love song. Nourishing the seed of minutes until blossom into the hour found in a beautiful moment. The mere existence of you is like watching hate being forgiven by love and night being encouraged by the anticipation of day. That's what you are. Truth standing on the quicksand of a lie while offering shelter to the thunder. That's my beating heart. The lightning in which conceptualize my fears and the rain that oftentimes camouflage my tears. At birth, Lady Words caught the bouquet. There I went down on a bended knee. Will you marry me? She stands where I fall, speaks during my silence, and move when I stand still. The ABC song was our first dance, dripping wordplay upon my lips with what some would call a kiss. As night comes to an end, it's my paragraph in which she proofread. Commas and periods, lady words, you're in understanding. Each time we make love, it's our hearts that find a home and sync with each other, holding your breath until I'm able to once breathe again. Lady Words is imperfect, autocorrect, and whiteout, but she loves me perfectly. So I wrote that to words. That's my BFF. That's my second BFF. So you're gonna snap, not clap. So every week I'm either gonna do one or I'm gonna have someone up here that actually really encourage me to want to keep going. Those names I mentioned, hope you listening because you definitely gonna get a phone call from me soon to come on and inspire others just as much you inspired me. So after that, Brittany, you got some questions you want to go over?
Yeah, we're gonna do the buzz with B. What's the
Let's do it. Let's
buzz
do the
with
buzz
B?
with B. Let's do the buzz with B.
So I have my first question was, have you ever kept a secret from your best friend about your dating life? No, I have not. This kind of feels like never have I ever. What you think?
That could be one of those type of games.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think I've kept a secret?
For me,
Yeah.
no, I don't think you keep a secret from me.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to make sure we was on the same
Nah, you don't keep no
page.
secret from me. You know what? I don't keep secrets from you. And that's one of the things. It goes back to what we were talking about. Can men and women be friends of the opposite sex? Anybody who know me would say that I'm lying if I say, oh man, I could be friends with women because they know how I am.
Hmm.
But they don't also
Absolutely.
understand where it's a great feeling to be able to put that armor down where you don't have to be what the world see you as. One of the things, of course, you know what happened because you was there, but I don't we never had this conversation before, but I never forget we went out to eat. We went out to drink one night, and for some reason I instantly got sad. I got extremely sad. And this is normally when I get these feelings, this is normally when I just go to myself, I'll put on that cape and put on this face like I'm okay and everybody around me. I'm gonna make sure everybody around me is cool. But in this particular moment, you was able to look at me and you said, nah, you're not okay. And I started bawling in the middle of a bar. I started bawling.
I
People
remember
that
that.
know me all the time, the bartender, everybody wanted to come talk to me, and you just grabbed me and you said, nah, he good, I got him. So those are the things that I would not risk for a night of pleasure. And those are things that people don't see. And those are the reason why I say it is very possible to be friends of the opposite sex. Just not no more. No friend zone. No friend zone. I'm good after that. No friend zone.
That's the beauty in it.
Tammy left a good message from the question I asked earlier about how is it trying to raise young men as a single parent mom or as a mom that's struggling, or as a mom that's trying to do the best she can. And this is very true. She said, a mom of two men, you have to have a super tight village, family and friends, because it does take a village to raise. It takes a village to raise children, but especially men, because you have no idea how I tell people all the time. I even tell my daughter when she went to school, I said, get to know everybody, even the bad people. Know everybody because when you meet
Absolutely,
the bad
yes.
people, when you meet the good people, it show you what you don't want to be, and it show you what you want to strive to be. One of the best people that you can learn from is the worst people in the world because now you know exactly what you don't want to be. You know exactly how you don't want to move. You know exactly how you don't want to talk. So I love that you definitely a village because I come from a huge family, and I every day I see bits and pieces of everybody in my family. If I crack a joke, I sound like my Uncle Carl. You know, it's just like if I want to do this, I sound like my Uncle Norm. If I do that, I sound like my Uncle Don or Uncle James. So it definitely takes a village and a strong basis around you.
And not only that, I would say I feel like they should have a lot of programs like for people who don't have a village, because there are some who don't have a village. So there you have people who are single mothers, two young men, they don't have a village. I feel like the community, or we can have you and we can find some friends to get together, males that can be role models to these young men, because I feel like a lot of these young men, they go through the things they go through because they're angry, and they don't have father figures. So we don't have people to talk to these young men about when they're going through puberty, just like how women would talk to their daughters and things like that. Being a single mother, you don't know what to say to your son to make him comfortable,
Right.
when he's going through that type of thing. So I feel like that would be something that would help when it comes to saying it takes a village, but not having that village, you will need to have like male friends and things like that that you would need to come to try to come up with some type of program or something to help them.
But I think this what we also have to take the onus in that too, because we all talk about a village. And when I think of village, I think about when I was growing up. If I walked down the street, I could have passed my actual family house, but I knew that's Miss Smith house. And if I use a bad word, not only can Miss Smith grab me and beat me, she gonna tell my grandma, then my grandma gonna beat me, then she gonna tell my mama. But the thing about it is we took the onus out of it that now it's what you say to my child, what you say to my son, why you look at him this way? Why you doing this? I'm his mom. I do this, but you the mama, you working three jobs. You don't see what he doing, or you the dad. You not around. You don't know what he doing. Miss Jenkins, Miss Smith, they see him
On that walk home from school.
on that walk home from school, and then not only that, it takes that same village. It takes away the safety part of it Whereas though you always got eyes, somebody's always watching your child as they walk to school. They watch them as they go to the candy store. But when you say, "Why are you talking to my child?" Oh well, I ain't got hands off.
Now the village has turned their back on
Now
the
the village has
kids.
turned their back. So I think it's up to us in order to get that village back. We got to take the onus to say these are things that I want to do. As for my house, this is what I want to do to try to build that village and try to make that foundation strong with your kids.
I agree with that 100%.
It's getting closer to the end of the night, and every time, every Monday when we get ready to close out, I want to leave something for someone to get them through. Not just for to next Monday when we start our show, just to get them through. And no matter what we said throughout the show, we always want to end with an encouraging word. Brittany gonna give one, and I'm gonna give an encouraging word just to be able to get you to get through. So, Brittany, what is it? Anything you want to say? What is it that you want to say that can get somebody through?
I've been working on my spirituality. As you can see, the shirt I have on today says pray, pray, y'all. Pray. A lot of us, we forget where we come from. I was raised up in a church. There every Sunday, I sang in the choir, had my choir robe.
You was in the choir
I
robe.
was in a choir robe. I
To
had
be
my
a
little patent leather shoes. They ain't nothing like patent leather shoes, y'all. We love some patent leather shoes.
to be
And
a fly on that wall to see you with your patent leather shoes
my
on.
patent leather shoes, we had our little matching sets, little junior choir and stuff. So don't forget where you came from. Prayer works. Pray, and it will get you through the week, or it'll get you through anything. So, and just pray.
But that's crazy. You said prayer works, but one thing I also know about prayer: prayer without work won't work. And sometimes we put so much in the emphasis of the word work that we don't realize that sometimes the work in the job in which we're doing is just getting out of the way. Sometimes you don't have to do this astronomical thing in order for God to do something for you. The hardest job sometimes that we have is just simply getting out the way. Because if you're gonna pray about it, can't worry about it. If you're gonna worry about it, it's just a praying about it. And I heard something the other day that made so much sense. When we pray to God, we're not telling him anything because he already know about it. We include him in it. So when you pray, you're now including God in whatever it is that you're going through. And I'm gonna take that one. So everything that you say, I'm gonna use too. I'm gonna pray. And I'm gonna pray what I'm gonna pray for to give me the strength of getting out of the way.
Say that again.
To give me the strength to get out the way. I get in the way of a lot of things. I try to be a protector, try to be a provider, and sometimes I provide when I need to take away. Sometimes I protect when I need to step back and allow it to happen. So I'm
I
gonna
like
take
that.
I'm gonna take your advice like I always do, because Brittany knows
We're
best.
gonna touch and agree on that
We're
one, and
gonna
he
touch
gonna
and
do
agree
it
on
because I
that one.
like
We're gonna
that.
touch and agree on that. We're touch and agree on that one. And from my quote today, before we get out of here, stop wasting time or energy concerning yourself with the people who doesn't show up in your life, that you find yourself neglecting those that actually do.
You know what?
What? Tell me what.
That was one of the things that I was thinking when I'm saying touching and agreeing on that prayer, getting out the way, because I'm guilty of that. I would show up. We've talked about this before. Show up for people, and it's like, okay, it's my turn.
Hmm.
Marcus, let me tell you.
Hmm.
Let me tell you about these bald head scallywags.
Hmm. But the worst part about it is those conversations. Either if it was with you, or if it was with my wife, or it was with my mom, I would be complaining to you about the people that didn't show up, instead of me actually saying, Brittany, thank you for always popping up. Thank you for always showing up the way you show up. Or Mama, thank you for this. Or Marquita, thank you for this. Instead of me doing that, I'm saying, it's another year. They sure didn't show up. But I break my neck January through September. I'm always at everything. But when my birthday come around, or what is happen. And it's something that, and that's why I love this. Probably one of my favorite parts of our show. And that was at the very end. Everything that I'm writing is coming straight from the heart. My grandma used to always say, she had three sayings that's my favorite. One is what comes from the heart reaches the heart. It's one of my favorite ones. You're gonna like, I'm gonna say the last one for last because you really gonna like that one. The second one that she said I always used to love: if you see me fighting a bear, wrap my body in honey and help the bear. Yeah, she was cold like that. She was cold like that. And then last but not least, my very favorite one that she always say: I'm too much of a cat to be played with like a kitten.
You know that's my favorite one.
So what that's saying is I already seen it. I got it. I understand. So everything when I do that quote today, it's definitely coming straight from the heart, and I hope it reaches somebody else's heart. So we're gonna get out of here. You can find us again next Monday at 8 o'clock. The No Friend Zone podcast every single Monday at 8 o'clock. No Friend Zone podcast at Intellectual Radio. Have a good night.
For the person.